An inception of a new day begins with a sunrise. A new beginning to choose who we want to be or what we want to become. Life well lived is not void of struggles, but it is deliberate in choices. It is the sum of those choices that defines us. We are choices. We are individuals. We can choose to shape our world. We can join the millions of voices shouting that we are more. There is beauty, strength, freedom, and hope in the world. There are generations beyond our own, and we can pave a way for them. We do not need to live in a world of some days, and someday was yesterday. We can choose to shape our world. We are capable of incredible wonders.
Have you ever caught yourself thinking anything like, life is so expensive these days, I've barely got any money to do any fun things, or my job just wears me down, I wish I could be my own boss, or I don't want to do the same thing for the rest of my life, I want some freedom and feel fulfilled. Well, I was in that position as well, and I decided from then on I was going to work to live and not live to work. So let me tell you my story. I spent more than 25 years in a corporate career with companies like Coca-Cola, Procter & Gamble and Nestle, and that took me all over the world. And in my last job, I was managing director for Asia at United Biscuits, and then suddenly I was made redundant in 2017 out of the blue. And after that experience, I wasn't so keen to jump back into the rat race, selling my time to someone else without any loyalty from their side. And so I thought about doing something for myself, set up my own business. But when push came to shove, it's very hard to find the right opportunity. And when you then think that you might have the right idea, it's either too expensive to set up and you might never get a return on your investment, or it's too complicated. I mean, who really wants to be dealing 24/7 with endless administration and default payers and complaining customers, etc.? So I didn't want to work for anyone else again. I didn't want the hassle of running a business all on my own, and I would prefer not to work full-time, to be honest. But I still had to earn some money. That's why in the past 6 years I have focused on building a buy-to-let property portfolio to complement my pension. And I chose property because the rental income is a recurring passive income, which means that the returns are not directly correlated to the hours of effort that I put in, which is exactly what I was looking for. But the downside is, of course, that it requires capital in the first place to invest in these properties. So the income potential is then limited by the size of your investment. And the holy grail is then, of course, a source of recurring passive income that does not require capital. But where on earth do you find that? Well, for me, it all came together when a good friend of mine, Henry Kerkhoff, introduced me to a product called Transfer Factor from a US biotech firm called 4Life Research. And that product, the company and the business model, that is exactly what I was looking for. And learning about it has given me a whole renewed purpose, lots of positive energy, and I've also made loads of new interesting friends through it. And I'm hoping that when I tell you about it, that you might feel the same. So let's start by having a look at the products. These are health supplements that strengthen the immune system. And in order to explain that, I must give you a little bit of background, because the immune system is a very important system for your body. It protects you against threats from outside, like viruses, bacteria, fungi, pollution, etc., and also against threats from the inside, like malignant tumors. And if it doesn't work well, it can manifest itself in many different ways. It can cause pain anywhere in the body. It can cause organ or system malfunctions. It can cause infections and inflammations. You'll get ill more often and it takes you longer to recover, etc. And COVID, of course, showed how terrible the consequences can be if something happens to your body that your immune system cannot cope with. And an ill-functioning immune system can also attack healthy cells in the body sometimes, which are then called the so-called autoimmune diseases. And some examples of ailments that are related to the immune system are very common conditions like chronic fatigue, cold and flu, allergies like hay fever, asthma, long COVID, eczema, shingles, and many, many more. And a well-functioning immune system should and could protect you from all of this. But so how do our products then optimize your immune system to maximize that protection? Well, have you ever heard of colostrum? Colostrum is the first substance that the mammary glands of all mammals, including humans, produce after giving birth before they produce milk. And one of the key functions of colostrum is to charge up the immune system of the newborn with the information from the mother. And in 1949, there was an American immunologist by the name of Dr. Henry Sherwood Lawrence who discovered the specific amino acids in colostrum that pass on this immune information, and he called them transfer factors because they transfer the immune information. And the miraculous thing is that these transfer factors are not species specific. So the ones you find in cow colostrum are almost the same as the ones you find in human colostrum. And 4Life Research, the company we work with, has highly specialized processes to extract these transfer factors from cow colostrum and concentrate them in a powder that can then be ingested via capsules or solutions. And because these production processes are protected by more than 30 patents, nobody else can make these products. They are absolutely unique. And there are other food supplements that make immune claims, but those are generally just traditional vitamins, minerals, or herbs that contribute to the normal functioning of an immune system. But these transfer factors are very different. You can't get those from food, and they actively regulate the immune system. They are actually mother's very own trainer of the immune system. They provide intelligence to the immune system in 3 very important ways. They help it to recognize, respond to, and remember threats. So firstly, they help the immune system to recognize threats quicker. So they'll raise the alarm as soon as it detects an external or an internal threat. And secondly, they help the immune system to respond more effectively by attacking the threat quicker and harder, or importantly, leaving it alone when it's a false alarm. And thirdly, they support the immune system's ability to remember past invasions, allowing your body to respond quicker when they reoccur. And because transfer factors are so intelligent, they don't just boost your immune system, rather, they help regulate it. So that means that they can kick it into action when it is sluggish, but they can also suppress it when it is overactive in the case of, for example, autoimmune disorders, when the immune system mistakenly attacks and damages healthy cells in your body. And as a result, even though these are not medicines and they're not designed to help cure illnesses, we have many, many examples of customers that we personally know who have gotten significant relief from immune-related conditions, like, for example, chronic fatigue, long COVID even, muscle inflammations, myself, gout, and many, many others. Here's a little video that shows more in detail how these miraculous products work.
4Life Transfer Factor is clinically proven to activate the immune system within 2 hours. Transfer factors aren't vitamins, minerals, or herbs. They are molecules that transfer immune memory and knowledge from one cell to another. They teach your immune system to recognize, respond to, and remember potential threats. 4Life Transfer Factors provide vital information and education to your immune system. Let's follow the path of transfer factors through the body as they raise your immune IQ. First, the capsule travels down your esophagus to the stomach. There, it dissolves, and the individual transfer factor molecules are released. The transfer factor molecules enter the intestines, where they encounter groups of immune cells called Peyer's patches. Peyer's patches are concentrated centers of immune cells, and this is where 4Life Transfer Factor begins educating your immune system. They support many different kinds of immune cells, such as natural killer cells, T cells, B cells, macrophages, and more. When the transfer factors encounter an uneducated immune cell, they enter and educate that cell so it can better recognize, respond to, and remember health threats. From there, the newly educated cell creates more transfer factors to place on its surface. As educated immune cells come into contact with uneducated immune cells, they pass their immune system knowledge to those cells. The education spreads cell to cell until it reaches a lymph node, a concentrated source of immune system cells. Here, the educated cells work quickly to transfer their immune system knowledge, and soon all the cells in the lymph node have transfer factors to pass to the rest of the immune cells in your body. This transfer of immune knowledge spreads throughout the body until your entire immune system is fortified by transfer factors, making for a smarter and more vigilant immune system. Try 4Life Transfer Factor products today to raise your immune IQ.
If you're a skeptic like me, then you might think, that all sounds great, but do these products actually work? Well, they most definitely do. That is why 4Life products all come with a 30-day, no questions asked money-back guarantee. And if you have any complaints or questions, you can call a toll-free 0800 customer service number. And there are many scientific research studies and medical publications, not only about transfer factors in general, but also about the specific transfer factor products from 4Life Research, which prove that they strengthen the immune system. And because it is proven effective, 4Life transfer factors are also included in the physician's desk reference. That is a reference source that GPs in America use to prescribe medication. But hey, don't take my word for it. Here are some testimonials from doctors who are so impressed with 4Life Research transfer factors that they've actually joined the company's science board.
Even as a medical doctor, I'm truly amazed on a daily basis what kind of incredible results transfer factor brings to people.
When I first learned about transfer factor, I went online, I did a PubMed query, and 1,800 citations came up.
I researched a lot of products before I got involved with 4Life Research, even had my own nutritional supplement company, and I can say as a medical practitioner that there's no product available that better supports overall health.
So the product actually works, great. But do people realize how important their immune system is? And are they interested in their immune system? Are they worried about it? Well, if they weren't before COVID, then they certainly are now. And your immune system gets weakened by many influences. Some of these are unavoidable, like getting older. Like, did you know that your immune system gets weaker as you get older? That is why people over 50, for example, were the first ones to get their COVID vaccinations at the time. And there are things that you can do to support your immune system, like eating a healthy diet, avoiding stress, making sure you get enough exercise, getting enough sleep. But the challenge with all of these is that they require profound lifestyle changes that are very hard to sustain. But now, fortunately, 4Life transfer factors are very easy to incorporate in your daily routine, just like brushing your teeth. And then let's have a look at the company behind it, 4Life Research. That is a US biotech company that was founded 25 years ago. And they're a science-driven, privately owned company that have dedicated themselves to improving the physical and financial health of their consumers. And the more I learned about the company, and the more I realized that this was really a very professional and reliable company indeed. And they've been at the forefront of transfer factor developments for 25 years. They have a revenue already of $500 million. They have tens of patents. The company is debt-free. They have no investors behind the scenes that pull the strings. They've got an advisory board with doctors and scientists, and they take extreme pride in the products and also in their manufacturing facilities. Have a look at this.
Inside, the plant houses the most innovative and state-of-the-art manufacturing equipment. Through this technology, 4Life is able to blend, test, encapsulate, bottle, and package its products. Why is this important? Because it allows 4Life to completely control the quality of its products. From raw ingredient handling to finished product storage, everything, from start to finish, is upheld to the highest quality standards. And if you know us, you know that quality is everything. After receiving, every ingredient is quarantined and tested for identity, purity, strength, and composition. Finished encapsulated products are also quarantined and undergo quality control tests to verify that all specifications and label claims have been met. In fact, just one bottle of 4Life Transfer Factor Plus undergoes hundreds of tests prior to release for sale. The environment of the facility is no less than pristine, with pharmaceutical-grade standards for cleanliness and strenuous employee practices for ingredient and product handling. 4Life has contracted with NSF International, an independent third-party certifying body that audits procedures, programs, facilities, and equipment documentation practices, grounds, sanitization, and lab operations. 4Life's manufacturing facility boasts an A grade from the NSF certification process. NSF ensures that the facility adheres to CGMPs, or Current Good Manufacturing Practices, prescribed by the United States Food and Drug Administration, an agency that regulates and enforces safety of products. The NSF mark on 4Life Transfer Factor Plus Trifactor formula represents a further certification of product contents, an assurance that the composition of the product and ingredients have been verified to match what's on the label, and that they have been assessed for the presence of contaminants, microorganisms, and pesticides. 4Life is on the TRACES list. TRACES is the European Commission's online platform for sanitary certification required for the importation of food into the European Union. The facility has also passed halal and kosher inspections and has received the accompanying certifications. In short, anything that goes in or out the door of our facility is held to 4Life's high consumer quality standards, so that consumers can be sure they are getting the very best of the best, and we can be proud of what we are putting out into the world.
Right, so where can you get these products then? Well, they're not sold in retail, so you cannot get them in the likes of Boots or Holland & Barrett. The only place where you can get them is directly from us, on our website or via our app. So consumers place an order via the app or website directly with 4Life, and the products then get sent straight to them without us having to do anything about it. And if you think about it, this business model is a hybrid between three of the most successful companies of modern times. That's Uber, Amazon, and McDonald's. Because in the same way that Uber earns a commission for connecting people who need a ride with people who have a car, in our business you will earn commission for connecting people who want to buy transfer factors with the US biotech company that makes these transfer factors. We do that via an app and you will earn commission. So it's all about offering a simple way to connect people with a product or a service that they're looking for in exchange for a commission. And the analogy with Amazon is, of course, that our customers order a product online and it gets shipped straight to their door without any intermediaries. Simple. And the people that run McDonald's restaurants, they are franchise holders. And that means that they are independent operators who can sell the McDonald's products and use the company's infrastructure while using the tried and trusted ways of working that McDonald's teaches them. And our business is much the same. You would run your own transfer factor business, and we will teach you all the tried and trusted ways to be most successful. So the question is then, of course, that how do people get to know about this website and this app? Well, that's via word of mouth, the most effective kind of advertising ever. In this day and age, people get the bulk of their information from their social networks. And think about it. If a friend tells you about a great restaurant where they'd had a great meal, you attach a lot more importance to that than if you were to receive a leaflet in your mailbox from that restaurant saying how great it is. Now, that's exactly where the massive opportunity for people like you and me comes in. Because instead of giving huge fees to marketing campaigns and advertising agencies, 4Life is paying its own consumers to spread the word and help build the brand. So literally, if you try the products and you like them, then all you need to do is to talk to other people about them. And you don't need to sell them anything. You just tell them about the products and about your own experience. And if they seem interested, then you just invite them to watch this video with you. And if they then like what they hear and they decide to try the products for themselves, then you get commission on whatever they buy. And you don't get that commission just once. You get it every time they order for as long as they keep reordering. And because these are consumable products, they will run out sooner or later, which means that they'll have to buy again and again. And in fact, we know that about 50% of our first-time buyers end up buying again and again. Now, 4Life has one of the most generous and fairest compensation programs in the business, with commissions, bonuses, rewards, prices, and you name it. And on average, you will earn about 9% of all the revenue that your customers generate. And in the beginning, it will be even way higher than that. And in the 3x3x3 example I'm about to give you, it's 16%, so almost double. And it doesn't matter how many people enter this business before you. The only thing that matters is how many people you bring in after you. Let me give you a very specific example. Now say, if you bring in 3 new customers once, who you then help to each bring in 3, who then each bring in 3 again. Then you stand to earn a recurring income of £1,000 a month, month in, month out. Now, how difficult is that? Do you think you could find 3 people that are interested in this? Well, if you like the sound of that, then why don't you find 6 customers who find 6 each? In that case, you stand to earn almost £4,000 every single month. And in this example of 6x6x6, you'll end up with 216 people at your 3rd level. Now imagine all of them bringing in another 6 each. Then suddenly the customer base explodes to 1,296 people and your income explodes to well above £15,000. And you can do that over and over again as often as you like. So in this business, it's not about selling to thousands or even hundreds of customers every single month. It's about using our tools and experiences to teach a handful of people how they can teach a handful of people how to use these same tools and experiences to make money. And we have a support system in place to help you every step of the way. So this is a different way of earning a living. Because traditionally you would spend 8 hours of your life per day, and that's half the time you're awake. And you do that for 40 years, making somebody else rich in the process. And then the day you stop working, you stop earning. Now the clever modern alternative is to have a simple business that generates a repetitive income which is not directly correlated to the hours that you put in. Doesn't that sound a lot better? And this repetitive, largely passive income we call a residual income. And because the income comes from the business organization that you've built up and not from yourself, it keeps generating cash for your loved ones, even when you're not there anymore. And the good news is that our business offers an opportunity to generate such a residual income that is accessible to anyone. Because think about it, in order to invite people to watch a video, you don't need a business degree, or you don't need capital to invest, or you don't need sales experience. And even if you think you're an introvert, or you think you don't know anybody, or you feel that you'd be selling pills, now, these are all just hurdles that you put up in your own mind, which prevent you from taking action. And we will help you get over all such limiting self-beliefs that might crop up, to help you live life differently. Because you'll be in business for yourself, but not by yourself. We provide all the tools, information, and support that you need to be successful. And you'll essentially be running your own business on your own terms, but with lots of support from the people around you. And all the heavy lifting gets done by the parent company for life. After all, they do all the manufacturing, the research and development, the product registrations, the legal work, the logistics, the customer service, the administration, and they have even developed a whole IT infrastructure with a payment system, the website, and the app, so you don't need to do any of that. And you can literally spend as little or as much time as you want, purely based on your own ambition. That could be during your lunch break, a few hours in the weekend, when the kids are in bed in the evening, whenever, and importantly also wherever, because as long as you have access to a phone or ideally a computer, you can do this business. And your income then becomes repetitive. So if you start an initial effort now, then you will get ongoing returns from that effort. So the question is, not why, but why not? Because you don't need to give up your day job. You don't need to make any investments to give it a go, but you might well find that it becomes income replacing before you know it. If you agree that these transfer factors can provide a much needed hand to keep your immune system in good shape, we will happily show you where you can get a hold of them. But the real opportunity is, of course, to start your own business with them and start generating a residual income so that you can do life differently. And we would love you to join us, and we have everything in place to help you succeed.